It's on. Friday Football Fever. Brought to you by Arizona Health Exercise Equipment.
Hello, this is Alonzo Trier, and you're watching the Friday Football Fever.
Bear down, U of A. Alonzo Trier and the Arizona Wildcat basketball team took the court tonight in front of a sold-out crowd at McHale Center for the annual Red-Blue game. In addition to high school football, a bit later in the show, we'll have some bonus coverage of the Arizona basketball team. Good evening to you. I'm Paul C. Kalla. We will check in with Ari Alexander in just a bit. Let's get right into it. Ironwood Ridge headed to Vail, hoping to end Cienega's 8-game winning streak. Meanwhile, Ironwood Ridge came in with a 6-2 record. It'd be 14-7 Cienega in the first quarter, and early on, Jamari Joyner will hit Rodney Rogers the second before being rolled like a ball of string. And then there's this toss from Joyner. Another touchdown by Cienega's very own Jerry White. It is 23-7 Cienega, and Cienega's Terrell Hayward will break from the pack to show us how washing machines do it. Spin, Terrell spin, and then check out Gio Owens with the touchdown, putting Cienega further on top, 37. But remember, in football, you can't flip out. So I say, trip out on this. Ironwood Ridge trailed by 20 points in the second half, and get this, Cienega allowed the Nighthawks to tie it up at 49 late in the fourth quarter. It would end up going in overtime. Do you have a final score, Ari? Because last check it was 49 all. We'll have more on KVOA.com. All right, it was senior night in the foothills, and that means lots of hugs for everyone. Coach Jeff Skurin, he loves hugs, and as for the game in the first, the Lancers are looking for some love, and Rodrigo Nieto will get the ball to Bijan Robinson, and he is gone with the win. 61 yards later, it is a touchdown, and 7-0 now to the second quarter. SALPOINTE's Mario Padilla says, just give me the darn ball. He will take the handoff, and he will take it in to the casa. Bye-bye. Adios. Sayonara. Ciao for now. That'd be 49 yards, and even Bijan Robinson can respect that. The Lancers lead 14-zip. SALPOINTE pulls away for the 37-7 victory. All right, moving on from the base of the Catalina foothills to the extreme northwest side of Pima County. Let's set things over to Ari Alexander, who has all the big highlights from the Marana Desert View game.
Yeah, Paul, Desert View slipped a bit this season after having back-to-back winning years, while Marana seems to have its best squad in a number of seasons, and they're peaking at the right time. Big crowd tonight at Marana as they host the Desert View Jaguars. Early in this one, Marana up 7-0 already, and Trenton Bourget to Tion Simmons for the score, 14-0 at that point. Lots of scoring early in this game. Jaguars hitting back. Gabriel Ware to Chris Ados for the long touchdown, and DV shot in this one until Marana's explosive offense starts to get moving. A little swing pass here to Jesus Valenzuela. Then the Tigers are going to run with it. Zach Roberts pounds it in, and Marana's offense would continue its assault. A 64-16 win for the Tigers. And it's senior night at Catalina High School. Start of the second half, quarterback Christian Fetsis from Push Ridge will take it and keep it for a touchdown. Not the best of senior nights for Catalina. 56-0 Lions at that point. But Brandon Hussey will take the snap. The pass intercepted by Tamarat McLeod. McLeod would have a big return that we will need to speed up for time purposes. Maybe he is really that fast. He's pretty good. We're going to go to the fourth quarter, and Push Ridge is going to capitalize on the interception. Jonathan Stanton will run it in for the touchdown, 62-0 at that point. That would be our final 62-zip. The boys from amazing Golden Valley we call Oro Valley.
Good pronunciation there. All right, all right. The Douglas High School Bulldogs were hoping to notch their first victory of the season. Sadly, the boys from Cochise County came into the matchup against Sabino High School 0-8. Meanwhile, the SaberCats were gunning for their 7th victory in 9 outings. Let's head on out to the northeast side in the base of the Santa Catalina Mountains. The SaberCats take the field, and early on, Douglas quarterback Eric Toscano's pass will be intercepted by Alonzo Smith. Nice little run back here, and now Sabino's quarterback, Alex Bell, is about to hit Bennett Nottingham, and that is a touchdown for Sabino. It is 7-0, and here comes Nutton, or shall I say Nottingham. He takes the handoff, and watch the upcoming dive into the end zone. 14-0 Sabino, that's the lead. Sabino cruises to the win. All right, let's cruise to the west side. That's where Troy High School is hosting the Cruising Classics, Tucson style. It is homecoming with the Chargers taking on Maricopa County's Boston View. And in the first quarter, Jordan Porter's making it happen, Captain. he will finally get taken down strong by Larry Tripp from Boston Butte. And after that, Porter is going to try to find a hole. He will run into trouble. It looks like Scott Knight ends up stripping the ball from him and gets that fumble recovery, but the play was ruled dead. After that, Porter is about to try to air it out. And check out A.J. Blair, wide open for a bit, but the Boston Butte player comes from nowhere. Lots of contact, but hey, he was making an attempt at the ball. No calls from the ref. In the end, Troya comes back strong. Last check, Chargers led by 19 points. Hey, both teams came into the matchup 4-4, even Steven. Now Troya looking to be above 500. We're far from over with this show. After the break, we'll head to the Keno Sports Complex on the south side as Tucson High School hosts Rincon. Plus, our Friday football fever will have a little bit of a basketball fever, if you will.
That's right, Paul. I was at the Arizona basketball team's red-blue game, getting all the highlights, the dunks, post-game, and interviews. The Old Pueblo got a chance to see the nation's #1 recruit for the class of 2017, DeAndre Ayton, for the first time. I sat next to him. He is enormous. Plus, how did some of the returners do? The Friday football fever with some of that basketball returns after the break.
It's on. Friday Football Fever. Brought to you by Arizona Health Exercise Equipment.
Hey, welcome back to the Friday Football Fever. How's your energy, my high school football fans? I'm Paul Cicala, Ari Alexander standing by. But first, quick reminder, you can see all the scores for all the big games on our ticker right below. And we'll have full rundowns on KVOA.com. But for now, let's get right back into it, shall we? Let's boogie on down to a packed Keno Sports Complex side of this Sunday's matchup between the U15 World Champs, the Mexican national soccer team, against some Arizona All-Stars. That'll be international football. And this is American football featuring Tucson High and Rincon. And the Badgers quarterback, Jesus Montaño, is about to get the ball to Daniel Salomon, and he'll be spinning and grinning. That's a first down. A bit later, same possession. The ball will go to Daniel Salomon from Tucson High once again, and Salomon says, Simon, yes sir. That is a first down. It'll be just short of the end zone, so why not try to run it for the Badgers? Tucson High ends up chucking forward. Rincon's Seton Mitchell appears to force the fumble. Check it out, but it was after he had crossed the plane, so that's a touchdown. Tucson High leads 7-zip. Tucson High cruises to a 43-10 victory. As we mentioned earlier, it was the first sellout of the season at McKell Center for the Arizona Wildcat basketball team. We're talking the annual Red-Blue game, and let's take a break from high school football for a bit and send things over to Ari Alexander, who is at the matchup for all the big shots. Hey, Ari.
Hey, Paul, this is the first chance for Arizona fans to see all their new players live with a team that's ranked in the top 5 of the coaches poll entering the season, and the Wildcats delivered. Arizona came out in a burst of fire for the introductions. There's Coach Sean Miller. Then on to the dunk contest. Ira Lee, I thought, had the best dunk. Jumped over both DeAndre Ayton and Chase Jeter. But him and Brandon Randolph would tie, so it's a dunk off. And here is Randolph's winning dunk. Now on to the game action. First half, Alonzo Trier is going to strip Parker Jackson Cartwright, and Trier throws it down at the other end. More action from the blue team for the Wildcats. Alex Barcelo pushing forward to big DeAndre Ayton. Look at him, he's enormous. Then Trier throws it up for Ayton. Throws it down. How about more DeAndre Ayton? Little pick and pop action, but first let's see Alonzo Trier dunking it here. And then check out the pick and roll. Trier back, the pop, Ayton for 3. Look at that stroke. He is 7'1". Ayton had 21 points and 9 boards. Blue wins 55-37.
He's really smart. The player that DeAndre reminds me of the most, and you always remember those that you've coached. I had the great pleasure of being an assistant coach when David West was at Xavier. DeAndre is like a 7-foot, 260-pound great athlete version of David. And, obviously he has his head on his shoulders.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sean Miller. All right, it's been a turbulent last few weeks for the Arizona Wildcat basketball team, so great to get back to focusing on the positive. And that's, of course, big expectations for the Cats. And DeAndre Ayton, a man among boys, is a freshman, 21 points.
Shaq was there,
yeah,
and he looked big next to Shaq.
So that might mean that U of A is probably going to get his son, hopefully. We'll find out. All right, it's over with. If you want to see this show over and over and over again, no worries. The Friday Football Fever can be seen on KVOA.com. Good night.